Today's AskReddit post. What is the most disturbing Wikipedia article you've ever read? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Until recently there used to be a list of unidentified bodies in the US, which was a very long list describing the location, date and circumstances in which these unidentified dead bodies were found. To make things even more disturbing, quite often they were accompanied by forensic reconstructions of their faces. It has since then been deleted though, especially the ones that look like the sketch artist sketched their dead face and not try to make it easier to look at, or the ones that use exaggerated facial features. Unsettling. A long time ago I read the history of the Earth, age by age on Wikipedia. The Hadrian all the way to the present time. There were these nautilus-shelled mollusks called ammonites. Age after age they were there. They would get bigger, more diverse, get fancier shells, for hundreds of millions of years until one day they were all extinct. They were around for so long. It filled me with such hollow sadness. They spanned such great oceans of time, generation after generation, then never again. Why am I so drawn to these threads? I never get anything out of reading them. Not true. The theory is that humans are attracted to violent death because we get a chance to see and experience a deadly situation without being put in any danger ourselves. It's like practice for when one of these situations happens to you. It's the same as nightmares. They give you a chance to experience the dangerous situation without being in any danger. The articles of lists of people who disappeared are especially disturbing because of the uncertainty, and uncertainty doesn't sit well with me. I start to imagine what life was like for those who disappeared, and then I get myself upset with all of the possibilities, good and bad. Albert Fish, no contest. Oh man, I remember reading about him. It may not have been a Wikipedia article, but it was a legit write-up about him with quotes from Albert Fish himself and excerpts of his letters. I remember thinking, yikes, what the duck. Learning that Clyde the orangutan from the Clint Eastwood films Any Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can, beaten to death with a baseball bat by his owner for stealing a donut. Botched executions. It's not as bad as some of the others here. I couldn't even make it to the end of the list with the sickening descriptions given. I found it while looking up the executions of pirates. The rabies page has a video on it which has stained my mind. Edit should clarify. The video alone isn't too bad, but having read the page and knowing that that is possibly the last video of him alive, and he is clearly in excruciating pain, is enough. Can you describe it for the curious who don't want their mind to be stained lol? Edit. I've seen it before. Disturbing yes, but mind staining is a touch dramatic. The rape of Nanking. I won an international essay contest about this in high school after finding the Wikipedia page during the Wikipedia game. Everyone was low-key worried about me getting so engrossed in the topic, but I got $250 and went on to get a master's in ethnic conflict. Fred and Rose West. Rose's father was also a piece of poop. WTF allegations of raping her since she was a teenager. When Rose's father found out about Rose's prostitution, he frequently visited to have intercourse with his daughter. Both of them had horrific childhoods. I was also at an event recently that talked a bit about them, and it was mentioned that Fred had some kind of learning difficulties as well. Just a ducked up story from beginning to end. Joseph Fritzl. The one about the guy getting stuck in the cave upside down, open bracket. Gwangju in was school. As a girl that grew up taking care of and protecting my younger siblings as children, I genuinely felt myself shaking reading this. It made my blood boil as I kept reading. It just got worse and worse. Some of the most inhumane, disgusting events kept uncovering one after the other. Fun fact. It was enough to change South Korean law forever. Trigger warning if you have traumatic physical experiences from childhood. Ant Hill Kids. BC's own bastard asked about the worst cult on this sub and I can't resist if someone tells me not to look it up. So everyone out there like me, look it up immediately, but eat some vegetables and call your mom first. List of nuclear close calls. That we haven't had an accidental or purposeful nuclear explosion in like a major city, horrifyingly lucky. Uday Hussein's page is an abomination. The Voxship *B80AVIA*. Candace Nomika. I'm afraid to imagine what was going through their minds when they figured that what they did constituted therapeutic treatment. Sometimes there isn't any rationale, just tragedy. She's the case that got it ruled illegal, but who knows how many other kids suffered mistreatment and humiliation with this treatment. The pit of despair. Anything concerning what happened in the concentration camps. Saving this post for random nights at 1 AM. r/creeping Wikipedia. And down the rabbit hole I go. Wiki used to have an article listing the ages of the youngest recorded birth mothers, but it seems to have vanished. That's so weird. I remember seeing that list. There also used to be an article entirely about cannibalism during the Great Leap Forward, but now I can only find little chunks of text about that topic in other articles. Paul Bernardo and Colahome Olga. Mary, the elephant. I regret having ever read the article. Humanity can be so utterly and needlessly cruel. I hate it. Mellified man. Sylvia Likens or Albert Fish. As bad as individual murders and tortures are bad, but the scale of historical atrocities are the same or worse for millions over generations. The various incompressible atrocities of WWII, Holocaust, Japanese war crimes, everything. Chattel slavery during the transatlantic slave trade, the slave raids, wars and slaughters of entire cities during ancient times, X at the hands of the Romans, Mongols, etc. Honestly, the amount of suffering human beings have subjected themselves to following the invention of agriculture is just impossible to imagine. Project 2025. Any article on Japanese war crimes in WW2. Daniel David Palmer. That people still believe in what he said and allow the industry to prey on people after knowing its origin. The John Wayne Gacy one made me take a little break from the internet. I'm never going to Enumclaw. It's Unit 731, and it's not close for me. If you know, you know. If you don't, keep reading. Project 2025. There are things that are *WORSE* and *MORE awful. But they took place in the past. Whereas this is a plan for the future that looks like it has a fair chance to be enacted, and we're all just sitting here on our asses hoping the gods have mercy or something. *THAT* is duck and disturbing. Unit 731. You have been warned. There was one about the active intercordial life of the popes. Unit 731. Big part of why I hate going to the doctor. If it makes you feel any better, the benefits of both Japanese and German medical torture have been vastly overstated. We learned essentially nothing, because it was not actually done in a scientific way and our doctors owe pretty much nothing to them. Are you telling me that throwing a mom and her baby in a room filling with acid to see how long before she gives into the agony and uses her baby as a footstool did not give us the key to a new age of medical advancement? /s. The Hi-Fi murders. The toolbox killers. The comfort women in Japan during WW2. Sylvia Likens and Junko Furuta, both very similar cases and both harrowing. Probably not the worst out there, but Carlisle boarding school. Autism Speaks and their connections to eugenics, white supremacists, and the Judge Rottenberg Center, which is a facility responsible for the deaths of at least 6 people. As an autistic person, it makes me sick that a $ exploits autistic children, pretending to care about autistic people in general, while in the same breath wanting to completely eradicate us and even kill us in cold blood. See, the founder stating she wanted to kill her own daughter for the sin of being autistic. Lina Meduna. Russell Lee Phillips, a NASCAR sportsman division driver from the 90s who tragically died at the Atlanta Motor Speedway and going airborne into the catch fence, shearing off the roof and making contact with a caution light, causing him to be brutally dismembered by the catch fence and decapitated by the light. Although not on Wikipedia, there are Google image results with the wreck and even a video on YouTube. You can see his head off of his body in the car and his dismembered arm stick out of the windshield for a split second. Unit 731. A tie between Junko Furuta and Ndidic. My low faith in humanity comes from having browsed the Wikipedia articles for them. The Moors murders. The Ken and Barbie killers. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.